Hello, this is Radiate Light with Lorelei, and I'm going to walk through my house. I love color, and this one today is really about impromptu of the things I have in my life. That it's turning to be winter pretty soon where I live in Chicago, and there are many things that I do throughout my day that are nourishing and to keep me on track as we dive into some really heavy things that are going in our life because we want to do it. Maybe we are called to do it, but it's important for us to do it in a healthy way for ourselves. And so here's my fan in between walking my house. Like I said, the color is really huge to me. And so this is a beautiful fan that I have. I have a number of colored fans that I have throughout my house that I just use a pop of color. So this is my air fryer, which I use for, let's turn the light on, which I'm using for dehydrating. I don't always do it for dehydrating, but I just want to show you what I've got going on today. Which I started this yesterday. Takes quite a bit of time. We had just an amazing influx of peppers this season, and I started these in the spring, and they have continued to flourish through the winter, and they're still continuing. Actually, I had to pull the plug on some of the plants and left some of the other ones out there, but I'll show you a little bit of what I have in on my table here. Some dried, these are jalapenos, yeah, jalapenos, and some green peppers. I mean, green, yellow peppers. And some of the jalapenos were red and some of them were green, but we're going to dehydrate them and put them in sauces and blend, grind and do some spices. My brother and I grew up in Southern California, and we really enjoy all kinds of spices and all kinds of Hispanic food, and I think they're probably our biggest thing, spicy food and salsa and all the different things, is that my aunt, who still lives in Southern California, she, on her birthday, her friends take her out for lunch, and so I was like, okay, which Mexican restaurant are you going to today? Because I don't know, if you haven't lived there, you don't really understand that you could go to a different restaurant and have the similar burrito, taco, enchilada, all kinds of different things, tortas and chile relleno, and then it never tastes the same. It never tastes the same. The only thing I could say is it's similar to here in Chicago. I've lived in Chicago right now consistently since 1997, so 27 years, almost 27, almost 28 years, and so that I still cannot believe that we have so many different pizza places and they're all different. So it's like, which pizza and do you want and what's your favorite, and we switch it up, and but we've never gotten tired of pizza, and it's always very interesting. So yeah, it's very different. Chicago, you can get so many different types, and it just keeps expanding. And so here is homage to Southern California and all my peppers that I have yet to dehydrate. So there's that. I want to show you, here's my green fan again as I go through, and I'll show you something I have set up every day as inspiration. And yeah, here we go. So I have this set up, and I have cards here that I draw, and I can see my angels are going different ways. My cat likes to play. But wisdom, joy, card for the day, elevated perspective. All right, and I'll take you to some of my plants. Again, I live in like a tree house, I call it. But here's some plants, some herbs that I transplanted, and we have a little desert. The herbs are mine, and the cactus type plants are my 16-year-olds. So what we have here, a little Christmas decoration, molded tree that my kiddo has saved from their days of collecting these molds, I think, at the zoo. Back here is oregano, because it was doing so well. I was doing kind of an Italian herb out my front door. So what was left from that is this really beautiful oregano. Some more oregano in here. And of course I have incense going. I can light a candle in here. I have different types of incense depending upon my mood that I love. I'm very scent oriented, so it can be overwhelming, but it can also be pleasurable. So I really like to pick the scent that I want. And this is spearmint. A little spearmint for my tea. It's got some little babies. And then this is from my 16-year-old. I try and give it a little love. The fairy stone, see how the water created a circle from in nature. Isn't that amazing how powerful water is to go right through that? I call it a fairy stone in my Native American wisdom exploration. So I have a bunch throughout the house and we collect hearts in nature. Again, these are all different ways that we get our good connection in our nervous system and just our hearts and our eyes and our senses awake and moving, and all the ways I have like made little things in order to help us stay away from the computer and social media and that kind of thing. And then these are cards. These are just, I think, $5 for cards. These are crystals and cards, and so I like to pop them up. Yeah, and sometimes you just keep popping up the same one because you need to see it again. So here's malachite. Malachite is a stone for adventure, and it symbolizes big transformations. It's the stone that appeals to you. It is because your energy radiating from the energy radiating from it calls you to take a risk and make a drastic change in your life. This stone gives you the courage and the strength to do so. So that definitely fits for empowering us. And first of all, I have to set ourselves free. I mean, we cannot sidestep that. We have to really lean into that and claim that. And it can be messy, and it can be, I'll say from my own point of view, it can be misinterpreted, even by the people who love us, because we haven't been taught, most of us, in ways how to heal, and that it's healthy to get things out, and it's not healthy to ignore things or to suppress things. And so that's important. So if green and malachite resonate with you, you can create it put it in your environment, put it in your pots, your planters, make little displays with it. It doesn't matter if that meaning or significance speaks to you or not. It's how you feel, what it makes you feel, right? That may not resonate at all, or it may resonate completely. And it's absolutely as individual as your fingerprint. The next stop is my Christmas tree. So anyway, we have a cat, and I don't see him close by. So he's a year old. He's cat. What do cats do? They climb trees. So probably not going to put any ornaments. We've just about given up on putting up ornaments, although I've been crocheting. So crocheting, something I started when I was 8 years old, and though it was trauma producing for me, sometimes learning from people that aren't very patient and don't give you the ability to learn on your own. But I've never given up. And this year, I'm really felt the need to crochet. It's very relaxing, and I'm working on some things to go with our bee and pollinators and seeds business. So here's so this was my, which one? I don't know which one. This one, I think, The one that's probably the most perfect was my very first snowflake. I just made it a week ago. I had a mental block on being able to crochet and follow along, and um, you have to do it like this is the thing again with crocheting. Like, so the snowflake can actually see that that's a pattern. You have to follow it. That's really important. I'm a visual learner. YouTube is great because it shows me how to do it step by step, and I follow along. Some do it in real time. They do it slow enough so that you can actually, even beginners, to create your stitches along with the creator. This is from my, again, my 16-year-old, a friend of theirs, crocheted that and made that for them. Really sweet. And yeah, and so then once you get it down, you actually begin to be able to make your own adjustments, make your own patterns. And that's really one of the things that my own growth in a lot of ways was stunted because I was never really able to move into that phase of being rebellious and letting go of everything so I could figure out really what I thought and what was mine, and then be able to use with it as I went from uh, one situation of high control to another situation of even more high control. So this, I love this. A snowflake also, the reason why I like the snowflakes, of course, is because it reminds me absolutely, and everyone I get to talk to about the snowflakes is that we're all as individual as each snowflake. And when I make a snowflake and I crochet it, I never repeat the pattern 100%. So they're all a little different. And I made, I forget what these are called, but these little ends here are so fun. This is really fun to crochet. And I have another pattern that I've been looking at all morning that is a star, and it's in what they call just one row. So this is 2 rows, one pattern, two pattern, but this other one is just one pattern. So I'm looking forward to, I'm going to switch over to the stars today because let's see, I did this one. So I did this one last night, and you can see it has the most points on it. I can actually like starch them so that they stand up better, which I might, but I love all these points. So I added all these points. Again, it was like, you know, an experiment of my own. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, where I put my holder is an experiment, and it's all unique. So I just wanted to share that with you. So much joy and beauty in your day and every day.